Hello and welcome to Voimatic. The PLC Creator is our free tool that creates a PLC from an IList. It is really powerful in a new PLC projects when you need to build your control system from a scratch. In this video we will present the second step of creating a PLC with PLC Creator. Create I/O list. Let's give brief introduction of the ILists. ILists are created and uploaded by the user, and they have an essential role in the PLC creation. Based on the information they provide, PLC Creator creates the hardware configuration, together with signal to I/O module assignment, and corresponding tags with their addresses and tag aliases. In PLC Creator there is a special format of the IList for each architecture. The column structure is nested, starting from single rack architecture as a base IList. Within each architecture there are two IList types, device IList and signal IList. Besides the other columns, the device IList has asset library and library block columns. These columns are references to the corresponding asset library and library blocks registered on my asset libraries page. From this information, PLC Creator finds the block signals table that is associated with the library block and creates the I/O modules. The device IList can be derived from the instrument index or a similar document that has a list of the controlled devices. This transformation is done by using Excel commands and functions. Besides the other columns, the signal IList has signal type column, and based on the signal type, PLC Creator creates the I/O modules. The signal IList can be derived from the instrument IList or a similar document that has a list of the signal that shall be wired to the I/O modules. This transformation is also done by using Excel commands and functions. More detailed information for the ILists can be found online at voimatic.com under ILists menu. Let's create now the IList for our PLC. Considering selected PLC architecture and the fact that user provided the I/O data as a signal list, we need to use signal IList for single Fieldbus architecture along with its corresponding Excel template. First, we will adapt the structure of the user IList to fit into the structure of the IList template, and then copy the user IList content to the IList template. Next, we will adapt the content of the IList template to meet the column requirements for the selected architecture. With this operation, the PLC Creator IList is created. The IList template for single Fieldbus architecture has 5 columns. The first 3 columns, name, description, and signal type, are I/O module creation columns. These are inherited from signal IList for single rack architecture. The last 2 columns, hardware platform and group, are rack creation columns. On the other hand, user IList has 4 columns, name, description, signal type, and signal location. The names of the first 3 columns are the same with those in the template, and their contents adhere to the specified column requirements. So, they can be directly copied into the template. The column signal location cannot be found in the template, however, it provides information about the location where the signal is wired. Considering that location is a relevant grouping criterion, this column can be used as a group and its content can be copied into the template also. Please note that each distinct group found in the group column must be present on the My Groups page. This means that locations main cabinet, remote cabinet, and machine 1 shall be added on My Groups page. Please note that spaces are not permitted in group names. Let's create these groups. Log into PLC Creator. On the navigation panel, click My Groups. Click on the new group. Type the group name, in this case main cabinet. Optionally you can add description. Click Save. Use New Group button to add the rest of the groups. When finished, click on My Groups. We can see our groups are present on My Groups table. Click on My PLCs to go to My PLCs page. Let's adapt the structure of the user IList. Open both the user IList and the IList template. In the user IList, select and copy the data from the columns, name, description, and signal type, excluding the heading row. In the template right-click the cell A3 and paste the values only. Go back to the user IList and select and copy the data of the column signal location without the heading row. In the template right-click the first cell of the group column and paste the values only. Now, let's adapt the content of IList template to match the column requirements for signal IList for single Fieldbus architecture. Select the data of the group column either by selecting the cells or by clicking the E column of the columns bar. Press Ctrl+H on the keyboard to open Excel Find Replace dialog. Remove the spaces in the group column. We can see we are missing the hardware platform information. This information can be obtained from the user requirements. The main cabinet shall use S7-1500, remote cabinet ET200SP, and machine 1 ET200 Pro. Click the first cell of Hardware Platform column and click the drop-down arrow on the right to expand cell drop-down selection. Select ET200MP from the options provided. We need to copy ET200MP to all Hardware Platform cells in the rows corresponding to the main cabinet group. Don't forget to paste the values only. We will repeat the same process for the other groups. Save the template with another name, and then save the template as .csv file in order to be uploaded in PLCCreator. By completing these steps, the preparation phase concludes, and we can proceed to the PLC generation phase. The next step is step 3, select CPU module. PLCCreator is a powerful tool that can streamline your automation projects, saving your valuable time and budget.